Hello again. This is yet another spontaneous video devlog that I just decided I should record while I was in the middle of using my own tool set. And I'm here with my senior cat engineer, Bobo. Apologies for the phone dings. My sweetheart is commiserating with me because I just recorded a very long first attempt without my microphone on. So I'm a little sad about that. But I have my comfort cat, so I'm gonna try again if he lets me. He may decide he doesn't want to put up with my noise making. Anyway, the reason, well, not the reason. What I was doing here is he's trying to get me to squish his ears. What I was doing here was adding functionality that I created for multiple purposes. I feel like, oh man, if you could just hear the first recording I made, it would all make sense. But so I am solo developing Unreality3D, which is a platform and free and open source Unity project that you can download from Unreality3D.com. If you go to the quickstart.html page, there's a link to it on the main page. And it comes bundled with the Unreality3D creator dashboard that you see in the center of my screen here. I would point to it, but my hands are busy with this little guy. He likes to bury his head in my hands for some reason. And in it, I've built and I'm sharing a lot of handy interactivity tools that make adding functionality to your Unity WebXR products as easy as clicking a button. Sometimes wiring up stuff in the inspector, but mostly clicking a button. And for example, boy, it looks ridiculous. Ridiculous. He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind looking ridiculous. But he's also got both my hands occupied, holding him up here. I'm creating Unreality3D, well, I first created Unreality3D as my freelance 3D and XR art and design business, game development business. I'm a generalist, and my business is also very general. And when I started wanting to build a platform that would be the platform that I wished all the platforms I had tried to build on before would be, but minus the enshittification and abandoning creator communities that make the platforms a worthwhile place to visit, I transitioned my domain and LLC to be the umbrella for this platform. And now you can go to Unreality3D.com and view the handful of creator experiences that are there. If you click on the Explore button, you'll see 4 or 5 published experiences. They're currently sorted by I hope you can hear him purring. They're currently sorted by most recent published, but eventually, when there's more than a page full, they will be categorized. There will be creator identified category, choices. Like if you want to flag your experience as exploration or platformer or role play or something, you'll be able to tag that in the creator dashboard that's online. There's 2 creator dashboards for Unreality3D. There's the online component where you can manage your online profile and your online spaces, or not spaces, experiences, published products, experiences that are on Unreality3D's. They're routed to Unreality3D URLs from your own GitHub repo. And then there's this creator dashboard inside of the Unity editor that is packed with tools and a full publishing pipeline. If I can use my hand for just a second, I can show you the Publish tab. This tab, after you've done your setup, you sign up for Unreality3D account, you enter in your PayPal email if you want to be able to accept donations. And then I walk you through, setting up your GitHub tokens so that you can publish from your Unreality3D editor, your Unity editor with Unreality3D template. From this dashboard, you publish directly to your own repo, and it just gets routed. So like here, the U3D gem, the Unreality3D gem, which is a this demo space where I'm demoing all of as many of the tools as I can in one space together. If it's currently live at my GitHub pages. All of these are, and it's simply routed to Unreality3D.com, so it makes it easier for discovery. You get a professional URL that you can share, and hopefully my efforts will boost visibility. And you can also create a new one. So in this, let's see. I need to rename this to Dragon Dozer. Hopefully this devlog isn't like really annoying. Hopefully it's just very cozy and chill because of my cat. Whoa, which you can't even see right now. Oh, there he is. There he is. I need more bounce lighting on the other side where if he's gonna have his head over there. Darn it. Okay, this is now a cat. This is now a cat video. Anyway, here. So you can update. Oh, that's what I just need to bring him into the light. Maybe I can use my remote mouse. Okay. So now enter. I don't want to open all this stuff on a stream. So this shows you what the product name is going to be. So that's where your URL will go. That's what your repo will be named. And you can add a thumbnail, which I will before I deploy this. And then this just shows you which scenes are going to be built. You don't have to go through the build settings anymore. You can just deselect your already selected build scenes if they're not the one that you want to build. And this is, I don't know why, a long time ago, I named my Dragon Dozer game just game. Maybe I, wasn't confident that I'd be making very many more. Anywho, so if you, let me, right click. Nope, can't do it. Control C. I'm just gonna clear that. And you can see there is a lot of interaction tools here where you can add a spawn point for objects to spawn and then set up a list of things that you want to spawn there or a single thing that you want to spawn there and set up its randomization. You can add events. So things happen when something spawns. Like you could have like a particle effect or a sound. I'm definitely going to do that on the magical capsule critter space, which, oh, that was one of the things that I talked about extensively in the video that I recorded where I didn't record the audio. So I'm building Unreality3D for me and creators like me who have been abandoned by these other platforms, these faceless platforms that are only into 3D and XR development for the money. and I'm using my own creative projects, bringing them into Unreality3D for many reasons, to, oh my gosh, this guy, to test my tools, test my workflows, test my pipeline, prove that it works, give people something to look at, and restore my heartfelt labor of love that is currently languishing on other platforms that don't give a shit. And so besides the gym, the U3D demo gym that you can play on in unreality3d.com, and you get it shipped with, if you download the template, the U3D template project from the website, which it routes through GitHub, but you don't have to navigate GitHub to find it. Just click the button and it downloads. The Unreality3D demo scene, the gym scene, comes bundled with the template. So you get all of this. You can dig in and figure out how I did things like this climbing wall and this cube you can push, this little score box you can drop things into or walk into, and it increments the scoreboard. There's a tip jar that functions. You can actually leave me a tip. Please do. It's really nice if you just leave me a little tip. It opens up a PayPal, a secure PayPal overlay that is entirely routed through Unreality3D, so you're not I don't even know what I was gonna say. It's routed through Unreality3D, but it's using PayPal's secure API. So you're not giving me any money other than what you decide to pay, which is you donate on in the tip jar donation. Oh my goodness, you're so cute. What? Did you just wake up? Somebody's making food. So back to Dragon Dozer. Oh, you gotta go check out the food, don't you? I don't know what I don't know what happened to my OBS pause button. It no longer exists, and I don't know why. So I don't get to pause. I wonder if I can think and talk now that I don't have a cat in my arms. I know it's the saddest thing that he has moved on to go get some food, but where was I? So besides the gym demo scene that you can explore, there is also, I'm also recreating entirely using all my own tools and published only to my website, to my platform, the whole magical capsule critters experience and the whole Stubborn Universe experience. And I've made a duplicate of my original Unreality3D playground, which is still available on Unreality3D itch.io. Not sure the backslashes or whatever you need to get there, but if you look for Unreality3D, as a creator on itch.io, you'll find all of my published games there. And this one, Dragon Dozer, which is currently languishing on a platform that I won't mention, and I'm recreating it too. So yesterday, I mentioned earlier that creator experiences that are published on or routed to Unreality3D, published with the tool, are sorted by their most recent published date right now to explain why all of my own scenes come first right now, before my beloved friend and frequent collaborator Ray Cameron of Maker Comet Ray. She is also building with, she's testing out Unreality3D along with other tools and platforms. And so she's my very first, not me, not my sweetheart, Adjective Beaver creator on the platform. I'm super excited, and she's given me so much excellent feedback. She's discovering things that I forgot, that I broke. She's letting me know, and so I'm fixing things. And I fixed a bunch of things and implemented one of the biggest features so far, which was last month implemented WebXR using the WebXR export package published by Oren D. Panther, DEPANTHER. If you look up D. Panther online, you'll find the WebXR export. There's demos online. It just enables you to enter a WebGL scene through the browser inside a VR headset. And so I'm incredibly grateful to that developer for making that public and open and free. And without it, I don't think I could have done WebXR on Unreality3D. But so now every Unreality3D build works in WebXR as well by default, meaning you can explore it in VR. So this week, or not this week, but this month, I've been working on something that Ray wished for and expressed she had, seen working on other, or used in other toolkits and platforms, which is to be able to see your own avatar while you're in VR, both like from the neck down looking at it, and being able to control your own hands, your avatar's hands, and your avatar's head. So I've been working very hard and got that all working. And I broke it a bunch of times, and then I fixed it a bunch of times and tested it a bunch of times. But now when you're in the headset, your head, your device controls your avatar's head, and your controllers control your avatar's hands, and so you can pick things up and it looks like you're holding them. And one thing, I haven't announced all of this. I've been working on updating the documentation pages and keeping them up to date with all the changes that I make, but designing features, implementing features, testing features, breaking features, fixing features, then documenting features is all a whole lot of work. And then on top of that, announcing it and letting people know what you've done is like, I don't know, that is like one step too hard for me. I have started a GitHub discussions page on the Unreality3D organization GitHub, on the Unreality3D or U3D template repo, that is the one repo of the Unreality3D organization on GitHub, where you can join and see announcements. And so I've made a couple of announcements so far, but they are far from being complete. And I track most of my issues and feature dreams on Trello. Still trying to figure out if I want to move away from that or what. It's nice as a collaborative tool, and it's a little more featureful than the GitHub projects, which can be like Trello, but without the images if you use one of their templates. But I don't know, it's like non-technical creators tend to be kind of allergic to GitHub. I know from experience. But I mean, it would be nice and consolidated, because then you could like report a bug right there where the bug exists. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But that's one part of the reason why announcing to people what I'm actually working on and what I've fixed and what I've implemented is so hard for me, is because it's like quadruple the work. So I don't know. We'll see. What in the heck was I even on about? Oh, so Ray inspired me to implement all these cool new VR nice to haves in addition to the brand new VR implementation. And as a result, I've had to update, which is another nice thing. If you see here on my screen, I don't know, no, my little circle thing isn't working. Control 4 in the in the creator dashboard at the top, where it says template version, blah, 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 and up to date. If my package was not up to date with the latest, that the template had been pushed out, it would have a button right here that says update, and you click on it, and it takes some time, and it downloads it gets the release package from GitHub and downloads it to wherever, I don't know. Because it doesn't go into your downloads and it doesn't stay there. It just gets like ready to import. And then the ordinary import window for Unity packages, custom packages, pops up, and you can scroll through it and see what's changed, what's different, deselect things that you don't want to update, and then just import, and it imports everything that's new into your project, and you're ready to roll. But so then you need to go and republish if you've already published and you want those new features in your, you don't have to republish. You can leave it on an outdated version of Unreality3D. There's no harm. But if you want the new features, which I do, I want all the new things in all of my projects, which means that I've got a very long list of experiences on Unreality3D that I want to build and add. So I'm recreating magical capsule critters, and all of this with only my own tools. So like these interaction tools, the game system tools, which are, a lot of them are like coming soon, to be honest. Media and content. I mean, they're still quite feature filled. It's just that there's a lot planned too. And monetization, it's ready to go, but I recommend only using tip jar while you're still using GitHub pages, because their terms require you only use it for donations, not for commercial businesses. So is that a redundant statement? Anyway, so in my second iteration of Magical Capsule Critters, which you can play on Unreality3D.com right now, there you can now click the capsule card blister pack, and out pops a capsule critter in its capsule form, and you can pick that up with the R key or the grip button on your in a VR controller. And it's even, oops, I got cat hair on my face. It's even got controller support. I haven't tested it out with controller support. So I shouldn't advertise that, should I? Anyway, mouse and keyboard, VR controller, game controller, maybe. Not mobile. Mobile's not fully there yet, but it is in the works and it's on the roadmap. So you can press R on your keyboard to, or the grip, right grip on in VR to pop a capsule out of its card, pick it up, and again to throw it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to hurdle your controller. And then when it hits the water, that triggers the mesh animation that's on the capsule critter, and it grows to its full size. And that's all using my own tools. It's using the interact trigger. Let's see. It uses the interact trigger. It uses the grabbable and throwable. It uses events on each of these components. And so all of that is working now. The pool cleanup and the little teleporter and the little Easter eggs aren't working yet. So we're like 50% there. And then Stubborn Universe, I'm also recreating entirely with my own things. And there's a lot of stuff there. None of the Easter eggs work. There's no quest working. The quest reset mind wipe thing is not in. The oops button where you press it, it would like, and it starts your quest over from the beginning. That's not all in, but, and you can't put on the kitty costumes yet, but you can now push the pots, the flower pots, off of the counter onto the floor and they break. Try it out. You can run around, jump. I don't know, like, probably nobody watching this knows what I'm talking about. Stubborn Universe is a fantasy scene that my sweetheart and indie game dev couple teammate Adjective Beaver and I built together, and it's a kitchen, a broken down kitchen floating in outer space, and you are the size of like a kitty cat or more likely a dust bunny. And there's a whole thing about dust bunnies that I really, really went into great detail in the recording before that didn't get my voice. If you want to learn more about my dust bunnies, go to my Unreality3D.itch.io, or not .itch.io, but itch.io page, and check out Dust Bunny Sweeper. That's my best and most complete Dust Bunny themed game. I have a few more in the pipeline. Anyway, this was the original Stubborn Universe, and I'm saying it right. It's Stubborn, Stoven, because it's a stove and an oven together. And it is an homage to Steven Universe, and because I'm a big fan, my whole family is. And yeah, the Steven has a personality of its own in this space. But anyway, it's loaded with Easter eggs. It's just a silly and surreal experience that you're meant to explore, discover hidden things, sow chaos, um, and you can break shit. And I've got climbable working in there, so you can climb one of the walls, one of the walls that we originally had climbable in our first iteration of the experience. And yeah, it's a work in progress. And then lastly, my Unreality3D playground, which was just like a creative space that I started way back before I started building the platform, when Unreality3D was just my freelance business. I did a bunch of experimental stuff, and so I decided, like, oh, this is really cool, this is really cool, this is really cool. I'm gonna put it all in one little exploration space. And so a different version of it is on unreality3d.com right now. It's a pared down space because the original one on itch.io has a whole weather system. It's really cool, and day-night cycle that you can adjust. You can click tab to bring up this UI. You can change the time of day. You can change whether it's cloudy or sunny. You can change whether it's raining or snowing or blizzarding. And it's just really beautiful, but I haven't, it was built, and on that page you can see all of the 3D assets that I used to build it. Most of them were mine, but a few of them, like the weather system, was a purchased asset from Unity Asset Store, and it's super powerful and beautiful, but it was built for Unity 2020 something, 2022 or earlier. And so getting it working again, the publisher does have a new version for Unity 6.3, which is what we're using now, or 6 and beyond. And but wiring it all up to the controls is a whole nother thing that I haven't gotten into because I have so much that I'm planning to do. So yesterday I redeployed all of my spaces. That's why they're first on the page. I think that was what I was getting to like an hour ago. I finally said it. So that's why all of my stuff is first now, is because I deployed it all yesterday, redeployed it all yesterday with the updates. And now I am free to work on my next passion project, which is implementing Dragon Dozer, which is just oh my gosh, maybe I should run it real quick so you can see. It's very loud. Let me turn down actually I should probably turn off the desktop because you're gonna hear it through my speakers. It doesn't look like much, I know. Oh, this is fun. You get to just sit here and watch the loading bar with me. Well, I can fill it with all kinds of fun, some things. But what? That's how my brain works. It just goes blank the minute I am intending to do something. blast of audio incoming. Okay, it's not so bad. So when you load in, it's very dark. I need to work on the lighting. Like, I want it to be just a little bit less pitch black. I want it, like, there's lights in here, but changing versions has, oh, I can barely hear that. Let me go ahead and, hopefully this is not too bad to add this audio in. No? Hello? It's not registering on the screen. There we go. Okay. Just a little bit lower than my voice. It's fine. So, but you're looking at rocks, gemstones, coins on the floor, sparklies, lots and lots of sparklies. In the original, you can walk up to one of these. They are a gem node, and if you click on it, you will get a gem in your hand. You can pick up these coins. Eventually, you'll be able to, I promise. And once the lighting's better, you'll be able to find your way down the end of this long cave corridor, and you'll see a sleeping dragon, and that's who's making all the noise. I'm really proud of the voice work for this. It's my brother. He did the hilarious snoring dragon noises and cool voices that it sometimes has. Anyway, this is called Dragon Dozer because it's like a coin dozer game, and the point is to gather up a bunch of gems and coins from the cave and throw them across this lava chasm. And so they accumulate in front of the dragon's tail, and once enough have accumulated, it'll push the coins off. Oops. You know what? It'll push the coins into the lava, which is going to have a collider in it that will increment the scores on the side of the screen here that shows how much loot you've got. So it's just a coin. It's a coin dozer game. I can fly over there just to give you a little sneak peek. And here's like a collection of gems that are. And yes, there's some fake ones too, so that's necessary. Making the whole pile. It's so pretty. Okay. So anyway, I started this game. This is my first Unity game. I created that dragon, which, as you can see, is like low poly and hand painted, and he's not very fancy, but I love him, and it's one of the first characters I ever modeled, and I didn't do such a great job, and it was one of the first animated characters that I rigged and animated. So, and it was all for this entire game concept, Dragon Dozer, and so now I'm eating my own cooking. It's like dog fooding, but I don't like the sound of dog fooding. It's a programmer term. I'm eating my own cooking to rebuild Dragon Dozer, the functionality. So what I was doing, I finally got to the point. What I was doing when I was like decided, I'm gonna record this, was going through in the loop panel, which is this canvas element, and selecting each of the loop slots, and I had typed in make scoreable. I just SC and then the search, and then I just push apply. Boom, there it is. Topaz, apply. Pink diamond, apply. Coins, apply. So now each of these has the scoreable script on it, which is, I don't know the proper coding term for this. I don't know if it's a controller. I don't know. It's just a display. It displays stuff. So sapphire, we're going to put the text in there. Ruby, put the text in there. Amethyst, put the text in there. Emerald. Da, 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 da. This is all stuff that I wasn't ever able to do before. So now I have text assigned to every one of these loop slots, so that when you collect one of those types, or when one of those types falls into the lava, triggering the score collider, blah, blah, blah. Well, and this was originally set up as a box collider. So I think how I want this to be is an interactable, where make it an enter trigger. Let's just see how that works. So it adds a network object. It adds, oh shoot, that's right, there's no network objects on these. I wonder how that'll work. Well, see, this is my discovery process. And it adds this U3D component enter trigger script. And I don't need, well, yes, I do want it to require a tag. No, I don't need it to require a tag. Darn, okay. Nope, I don't need it to require a tag. That's if you only want the tag type of object to be able to trigger events. So on trigger enter, I'm gonna add something to the list. See, this is another reason why I'm using my own tools. It's because I realized, oh, I want to tag each of these types of loot so that, like, a diamond only counts as, only scores when diamonds enter, and so forth. But let's just test it out with the way it is already. I might have to add some stuff to it, and then I'm gonna have to rebuild everything again. That's just the way it goes. No function, U3D scoreable, because this diamond game object is a scoreable. It has the U3D scoreable component on it. You can wire it up to events, so you can drag that object into the on trigger enter, and then you can call that call one of the functions that are on the U3D scoreable script, like increment. Where's it at? Add score, add amount. Oh no, okay, I think add amount is correct, because I want to set each one of these to be different. So diamonds are the best. I'm gonna make that like 10. And then sapphire. But see, this is not gonna work like that, because sapphire. So this is going in order. Sapphire is gonna be 8. Ruby, I think that should also be 8. and you can collapse stuff to make it like easier to go back and forth. Ruby, you get the point. Scoreable, add amount. I think a Ruby should be an 8 as well. Anyway, I'm not going to make you suffer through more of my just thinking out loud. This is probably a good place to stop. But note to self, I'll do the last thinking out loud right here. Note to self, I need to think through how this will distinguish between a diamond, a sapphire, and a ruby. Because right now, the whole set of events require tag. Like the require tag applies to every event. I suppose I could put a different enter trigger on component on the score collider. Can I do that? What if I do that? Apply? Oh man. It's like, no, you've already got one. Oh, no. I take that back. Okay. So require apply diamond. Then we're just gonna boink and boink. Okay. Require tag ruby. Oh, what? Why did? Okay. Do your thing. Diamond. Add amount. 10. That was weird, wasn't it? Like, then we'll do. Oh, I did ruby. No. Sapphire. Add amount 8. And then we'll just rename that. Sapphire. Should this trigger only work once? No, it should not only work once. It should work every freaking time. So I'm thinking I'll just add one of these to this collider for every loot type. And that's just my bad for making it so complicated. And then in here, diamond, I will make sure that my diamond prefab is, I'm going to add a tag. And my tags list is going to get long for this project, just so you know. Diamond. Fire. You get the point. I'm going to go through and I'm going to enter in all of the loot types as different tags so that when those loot types are instantiated in the scene and you pick it up and you throw it into the collider, you get a score for the according to the type of loot that went in there. And this is like further thinking. There's going to be a special collider around the dragon so that loot that you have tossed over the ledge and has landed inside the dragon's area is worth more. That's what will incentivize you to try to throw it across and get the coin dozer thing to go off, because you're just gonna be like, hit the jackpot the minute. And there's not gambling, but you know what I mean. When it all just rains down versus just throwing it right into the lava. Like, what the heck? There's no point. So, I think that's good. I think that's a good amount of rambly, almost incoherent nonsense from me for today. Thank you so much if you bothered to watch this long. If you didn't, yeah, I don't blame you. It was a lot. Until next time, bye.